Excellent first aid coming through from Adrian, and damage back to Mela.
Yeah, they really want to get this first opening, and this might be it. Venturas with a nade, and it bounces right onto Adrian.
Very close by, but there's that flush coming on through. Adrian gives up the ghost there. And again, it's going to be a player down. A couple of teams losing a player. Duxan down to 3, NB losing 1. Power maybe just about to lose a little bit more than that, or maybe it will go to Morph. They are quite split right now. Look at Rocky on the off angle there. Manages to get into cover. Can Boboho hold off on this push? Going very, very low. And Becca wins out the challenge. A nice start for Kanina Power. The backline that may be looking to try and third party onto them. Also having attention turned out its way. Gonna have to readjust that angle. In the meantime, Nick McGalaxy and NB are gonna clash, but it seems like Ralph and Coops will be sentinels on this south side for them. Mondo now the last to stand, and in the face of Lord, will he be able to triumph? It's looking pretty hairy, and it will be shaved away as well. That is NB falling, and a clean engagement from Nick McGalaxy. As you see in the picture, there's still scraps going over. This is Nasa and Inko in the meantime. Flash getting torn apart. Is that N-Hyper cleaning out Hale? I think it might be. And this is the scrap I was talking about before. Inko needing to keep themselves alive. Nenebeti and Vitali down on the outside. Nasa looking for that challenge. 2 players alive. They move onto the inn and will look for the reses now to try and keep themselves nice and healthy, but a lovely spray now from Xenox to get the high ground position, wrestle it away from Inko, spots the drop, but a lovely nade through the window, finds one and the flush as well, and Becca on the warpath, back in response, Spec hopping, jumping, trying to survive. We saw him hop a bucky earlier in the match, but now it's bullets flying his way, and they're a little bit tougher to control. As Spec keeps it together for Nasa for the time being.
What a nade by the side of Becker. Becker dropped down with the nade and flew it right in. Goes aggressive, goes for the push, gets confirmation points. Xenox forced to back off, but the blue zone is closing in on both. Becker, is he going to try and disengage this? Spec will have clear lines of sight on him if he just drives away here. This surely has to be a fight to the death for both of these teams, and they do realize it. Spec will confirm a point. Becker on the push, DBS in hand. Who's going to win out this one?
He's waiting. He doesn't have any first aids left, though, and in stage 4, closing in on stage 5, you are going to have to force this fight. Becca looking for first aids as well, I think. He's going to have to enact that heal. Bandages only for Spec. Is it a heal off coming on through? I'm not entirely sure this is worth it for either of these 2 players, but Spec gives it up. Down right on top of Becca. Can he get out of there? Can he get into the buggy and get through? He's looking for first aids, and 3 of them are found. Does he have time? Will it tick? There's no stims. It's close. It's down to the wire, but I think he just about has it. Just about managing to tag it back up, but it's stage 4. Next Ruya on the out of this, though, might have a say in this engagement as they push him from the west.
Nongshim Red Force fighting with 7th Element here. It's a 4v4 fight. It's a brawl. Back and forth. Divine goes down. Nongshim Red Force looking like they are definitely coming out on top. Still 4 players up. 7th Element. Where did they go? They're down to just 1 player, and he is forced to drive off and just find whatever he can in the zone. And looking at the minimap feed, there's actually quite a lot of open terrain in the zone, unoccupied. But the sightlines, the angles, they have
here. If they can control Nongshim Red Force on this eastern side, they might have a better time. Nongshim losing a player. Allian steps out into the buggy. He's just going to vacate.
He's going to run.
He's just going to get out of there. Try and survive for as long as possible. I mean, you know that you're not going to win a scrap against that many players. Get spun out by the tire, and there's the down shot. You're not going to win against that either. So I think realistically, maybe you could have just gone for a little bit of a scrap, tried to get a flush.
Out that last straggler. Here comes next Ruya with 4, and over the top. Morph with 2 is going to cause a lot of damage onto that team. And you said, what is Udo Alliance going to be able to do? They're getting knocked right now from the side of STE.
Trying to hold themselves together from the top rope. It's Rocky. Looking for the best. Yoru has his back as well. Morph playing as 2. They've been as 2 for quite a while, but they're up to 9 eliminations. And they are putting on a workshop on the north side. Unfortunately, they have been spotted. Nongshim been doing a lot of work themselves, be able to spot it. Dokkanma still moves up into a position to potentially handle Rocky as Dokkanma gets lit up, gets sideswiped, but finally Yekta handles it. Can Dokkanma get picked up? Can he get through to this plateau before Yudu are able to crest this ridgeline and get control of this sightline? A lovely long nade from Olio, but it's deep into the blue, and it's not going to find what they're looking for.
Udo Alliance this is their chance. They have Nexuria backed up against the wall, but Nongshim Red Force from distance still causing damage to every single team.
As you know they're going to do, a little bit of a lack of effectiveness here from Udo Alliance, but I'm glad to see Nexuria starting to stand up. They knew that they had to move forwards, take that fight with the solo player.
Oh, here it comes.
They needed cover for the ridge line. A light up from the side. Olio needs to find value here. Udo might just be able to get the value that they've been seeking all along. 3 knocks for them, and they will be able to bring them down to 1. That is exactly what they needed to happen, and it could not have come at a closer time to the death bell.
Yeah, Nexuria did the best they can. That was a very disadvantaged fight, and they're still in the match. I think he could maybe snake into the zone on the north side and still be in cover. Nongshim Red Force down to 2, almost down to just 1. 1 HP for XZY. Can he get that first aid off? It looks like he can. STE starting to spring into action, getting the angles, and it looks like they're going to take that high ground away potentially from the side of Nongshim Red Force. Red Force, I think, is really going to determine which team gets the advantage here. And yep, just as I say that, Nongshim Red Force will find a pivotal knock onto the side of Udo Alliance.
They're going to slow that one down. Going to be forced to lose that as well with the blue zone crushing in. Udo Alliance can't afford the time nor the damage from the blue zone to go for that res. But there's an answer coming through from Udo Alliance. Flax able to spin 1, and XZY full second. STE now in a full 4 versus 4, although the knock did go through and it's most likely going to be confirmed. They actually commit for the res here for Udo Alliance. They really need all the players they can get, to be fair.
Both teams in the circle. 2 of the players, though, not in the circle for Udo Alliance. The one getting that res. Will they have cover moving in just so slightly? I don't think so. They might lose both of those players. Yeah, you called it out. You're surprised they went for the res, and this is exactly why. They get the res off, but it is still death for them trying to move into the zone, and STE knows this. It's going to come down to a 4v2, it seems like.
Committing for things and not getting the maximum value out of them seems to be the story from Udo Alliance this match, but still, they are into the final 2, despite getting knocked down quite a bunch. They have had quite the run here. Getting a second place still really quite a strong result if they're able to stay alive, maybe get a point or 2 more. STE being relatively quiet, just being such a menacing presence as they swung around through the south side, but now they're going to start to gnash their teeth just that little bit louder. 5 eliminations, 6 eliminations. They are chewing it up here as Udo Alliance are down to 2.
Down to 2, center zone in the middle of both teams, and just like that, STE will get cover, pushing right up. They have control of the center of the zone now. Udo Alliance really backed up into the corner. They get a knock onto Hero, that's good. Will the nade come in for Shing? Looking for it. 3v2 now. He really needs to hit this one, and does not connect.
Doesn't catch it on the reposition. The high ground pick onto Hero is actually really important. It gives them an opening, but it's still so unlikely. You step out like that, you're going to get chewed up, and that will be the spit out as well. No utility left for Udo Alliance. STE had it all the way under their control. Discipline coming through from this roster, and you love to see it. A great set of players coming through, and a deserving chicken dinner for STE.